is going on, y'all? This is the latest version of Witherbloom that I've been playing with anyway. We've got the Scourge of the Skyclaves Warlock class combo here. So when you get Warlock class to level 3 at the beginning of your end step, each opponent loses life equal to the life they lost this turn. And Scourge of the Skyclaves says each player loses half their life rounded up when you cast it, so it doesn't get countered. But it is a 7 mana to play this with Kicker, plus 7 mana to level this up, so it's pretty tough, but it is a one-shot kill. And I'm only using that here because Warlock class is decent with this deck already. It says at the beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, each opponent loses 1 life, so it's a 1-drop that can drain your opponent throughout the game. And for 2, you get to look at the top 3 cards of your library and draw one of them, and the rest go into your graveyard. Gives you some card selection, which is nice. We always need more card draw here. And the rest is stuff we've seen before. We've got Witherbloom Apprentice and Sedgemoor Witch as the win cons for Magecraft, making pests and draining life. Dina also drains life when you gain life, which happens a lot when you're using pest tokens because they gain 1 life when they die. We've got Crippling Fear as a board wipe that can stop our opponents from running us over, or trigger Dina a lot to kill our opponents as well if we have a bunch of pests and no other way to get through. That can work as well. And then our early plays, we've got Eye Twitch and Despair Sentinel because they get a lot of value as 1-drops. Village Rites draws cards and sacrifices things. Hunt for Specimens makes pests and triggers Magecraft and gets you Learn. Plumb the Forbidden, of course, is the big Magecraft card that is copied for each creature you sacrifice for it, and then you draw a card for each copy and lose 1 life for each copy. So you do that with some of these on board and just go absolutely crazy. That's pretty much it in the Learn board. We've got Environmental Sciences to get lands, gain life, and because it's the only 2-mana spell, that is learnable, so sometimes you just have 2 mana left and you have a Learn trigger and you want to drain them out fully before they get their next turn. Environmental Sciences can do that. Necrotic Fumes exiles creatures or planeswalkers at the cost of one of your creatures or planeswalkers, which is very low when that is a pest. Containment Breach in case they have some weird artifact or enchantment you want to get rid of. Mostly you grab Pest Summoning to make more pests that do more things for your sacrifice stuff. And 1 Mascot Exhibition in case you ever get there. And we've got some man lands with Lair of the Hydra and Faceless Haven. Faceless Haven's the only reason we're running Snow, and you get the duel here. But that is the deck. Let's go try it out. No green source, but we've got good cards. I believe we'll find one. Looks like a mirror. Gonna get Environmental Sciences. Their opening hand is better than ours, for sure. Get our Sentinel down here. Get some more value out of our apprentice though, for now anyway. So do we go for rites or specimens here? I suppose we can do both since we have the Sentinel. Just need to not play the tapped lands. And let's see. Do I want to Necrotic Fumes away one of these apprentices? Probably. We are losing the race. Opponent's mana has been fixed. Go ahead and sacrifice this, since they're going to kill it anyway. Find another one, not too bad. I think we want to get rid of one of these now. Probably should have tapped that pest, but it's not a huge deal. I don't think they would attack, and I don't think we would block with the apprentices anyway. Got a lot more removal than we do. Let's see what we can find off this Warlock class before committing to the Apprentice. Witch and Eye Twitch are both pretty good. I think Witch starts to really give us advantage in this game. This one as well. If this dies, they take 2 from the Warlock classes, which is why we want it to die on our turn and not theirs. Down to 14, which is cutting in a little close. Alright, they have a witch as well, but nothing else this turn. I think we need to find more cards, not go for level 3 just yet. Hunt for specimens is a good one. So now we can apprentice into specimens. Sciences anymore. Could go for mascot exhibition here. We do have 7. We might not draw anything to do next turn, in which case we're going to want to do that. That's unfortunate. At least the ping triggers are pretty quick. Obviously they don't attack here. This mascot exhibition. If they find another plumb, we're pretty much dead. Attacking here? I think so. Okay, plumb is lethal here. Doesn't look like they've got it if they're not using it by now. Looking in their graveyard. Okay. another Sedgemoor Witch doesn't do much for us here. I think our main out at this point is drawing Scourge of the Skyclaves, so I'm going to go ahead and level this up. Explains why they were looking in the graveyard. They have their own mascot exhibition, sure. And land number 7 to use it. Pretty rough. What else you got, opponent? Get your eye twitches down, sure. Scourge off the top. No, not quite. And we used our life gain. Most of it anyway. We still just play our creatures out. We're going to need all the blockers we can get though, so we can't really attack here. Just not finding any more spells. We just had that one village rites, yeah? Alright, that's lethal. They have 7 pests. Which we could counteract by sacrificing our 1 pest, but then we're at 1 and they can just sack the eye twitch to get a spell. So yeah, that's game. Sure. There, the Hydra comes in untapped. We have our 2 gas creatures and some spells to go with. Might be a little short on black mana. Oh, we'll probably find some. Boros Goblins, alright. Well, if we're gaining life, that should be a decent matchup for us. Okay. At least the apprentice shut down the raging goblin attacks. Alright, the land situation is fine. I think we can be greedy here. Try and get the witch going as well. Battlecry Goblin, no land. Lovely. And now we can hunt. Make 2 pests, gain some life. We've got enough lands. I think we can go for pest summoning here. Get a black source down so we have village rites up. And I think we can attack with the witch here. If they want to trade both of those, I'm fine with that. Battlecry Goblin is one of the best cards they have, especially if they're stuck on 2 mana. Yep, that's why they have white. happily chump away our pests. And our life total is still higher than theirs. Can't really complain. Here we can Dina into pest summoning. Looks pretty good. We still have enough pests to block every single one of their goblins. And we can attack for 3. I think this is actually the play. Kill the Battlecry Goblin. And jump one of these. Seems fine. Then they're dead on the backswing. Yep, 6 power, plus we have Lair of the Hydra if we need it, but we don't. Good game. It was, to be fair, a pretty terrible matchup for them, and they had some trouble finding land 3. Sure. We'll get this Woodland Chasm down at some point, but it's not going to be turn 1 and probably not turn 2. Stonebinder. Interesting. Okay, that'll trigger the Stonebinder. Sentinel. Not sure why they'd choose that. No blocks. We're winning this race at the moment. Here I think we can hunt for specimens. So we can get our green source down. And just in case their plan is to make a giant Stonebinder's Familiar or something along those lines, we'll get Necrotic Fumes. Get our 1/1 body back, which is not bad either. Yeah, I guess that's more effective. We can't block the Skyclave app anyway. Not efficiently, that is. Care here, doesn't stop me from casting Village Rites. Just buffs the Stonebinder, which I'm going to jump here anyway. That's land, and that's land. Ouch. Well, we'll get more bodies down, I think. Minus that Village Rites. No need to take 5 here. Can block the Spellbinder. losing the race, so I think we hold back both of these to block. Okay, that'll stop us blocking, and grow the Stonebinder again. Has there been a single card so far that doesn't grow the Stonebinder? No, there has not. Not a single spell, anyway. Lands, of course, do not. We've got enough lands that layer of the Hydra can actually take on this Stonebinder next turn. Don't want to go to 1. So many lands. I don't think they can exile any of our cards here to stop us from doing this. Or to grow their Stonebinder here, rather. Alright. Sure. Still blocks, but we're dead. Yeah. Never had a chance there. Yep, that hand's about as good as we can ask for. Glad to see Crippling Fear in this matchup. We have 3 lands, so we'll go for Pest Summoning. I'm almost certain I want to use Crippling Fear next turn, so I'm going to play the tapped land here, just to guarantee we have it. Save our Pest to block. Also, if we Crippling Fear while the Witch is down, we don't get any value out of that anyway. Leather Armor. What tech gets this Usher up to a 3/4? 4/4 with the Luminarch counter on it. Sure. Maybe they put the counter on the Luminarch so both can attack. Double strike. Alright, it's Warriors. Yeah, put it on the Luminarch. Don't worry about Crippling Fear. Alright, that works too. Chump here, does not have trample. What is this? Bat? Alright. Creature type I. Got him. Warsinger can get their creatures back from the grave, which is a bit of an issue. Scourge could be decent here. Let's see, I think we want to get our gas set up, which means the Apprentice and Dina. And we'll keep pinging him here. I don't think I'm going to block this Warsinger. has trample anyway. It's a lot of gas you got there, opponent. No lands, of course. Somewhat surprised they don't equip the charger to give haste, but it doesn't attack very well into these. I'll take 4. You get your Blade Master back, probably. Maybe the Luminarch. Alright, sure. Okay, there's a rites. Now we can go pretty big. Try and find a land here so we can cast the other Eye Twitch. Don't find one, which is a bit unfortunate. Since this has trample, I still don't think we're blocking. We're just going to try and out life gain them, ping them down 10 before they can kill us. Which, with plumb here, certainly doable. Okay, that's something we might hold back our Eye Twitch to jump. Though they're definitely getting the double strike card this turn. I think we need all of these to have a chance at winning. Yep, that's double strike. Would you like to re-equip your leather armor? I believe that's the only thing they're allowed to do here. Alright, so if I Sentinel, Eye Twitch, plumb everything, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Magecraft triggers times 2 damage is lethal. So we should be good. Sacrifice 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Five times 2 is, I believe, 10. And yep, we got there. Nice brew, though. Equipment has to be good at some point, right? They keep pushing it. Opponent almost got there. If Crippling Fear is good, this hand should be okay. If not, we're in trouble, but we've got key cards. We just need to find, like, Eye Twitch and Pest Summoning. Not Pest Summoning, the Hunt for Specimens. To make this go. Might be a mirror. That's not great. Yep. Don't want to ever just cycle plumb with this deck. It's way too valuable. But Crippling Fear should be pretty good in this matchup. They run lots of creatures with toughness 3 or less. They just have to not play the same ones that we do at the same time. Warlock class is a fine draw here. Let's attack. And we'll probably just play both sides, or Chapter 1 and 2, Level 1 and 2 of Warlock class. Try and find something here. I mean, we have the combo, we could just go for lands. I think we'll just go for lands. Without any decent instants and sorceries, Witherbloom Apprentice doesn't help us much here. Okay, -3. Take those. Probably cast one of these Scourges just to keep them busy. I don't really want to cripple their eye twitch just yet, and I doubt they play demons, so we should be fine playing that while planning to play Crippling Fear in the future. And if they're going to use a spell anyway, it gives us something to do with this plumb. Are pretty good to stall us until we can find 7 mana. There's 7. So we'll just go for pest summoning here. It's annoying that Lair of the Hydra holds priority, even though X can't be 0, but that's the way it is. Ritual, sure. It kills our Warlock class too. That's rough. That is one I didn't expect. Also, Mortality Spear can take out Warlock class. They play Professor Onyx. Alright. We can't quite kill her with our Lair of the Hydra here. We can still just kick this Scourge of the Skyclaves and try and aggro them out next turn, which is probably the play. Because let's see, they'll minus Lily to remove this, and then they have 2 blockers, which we can Crippling Fear. And then we can attack for 3, which is not enough. On the other hand, we can power this up and hit Lily for 5, which is not great either, because they still have Lily. I think we're just in a pretty bad spot now. Alright, so seeing that, we just want to Sphere and Specimens. So they're up to 9, which is too much for us. Antelope. We get to gain 2 off the pests. Get Necrotic Fumes to deal with this Lily. Also a case to be made for Mascot Exhibition there. But Lily is a lot of advantage. Cycle Plumb, sure. And we're dead to Lily. Yeah, their 6-drop is better than our double 7-drop play, for sure. black source for this to do anything. That is the most likely thing for us to draw, though, and if we find one, this hand is pretty nice. Another Sentinel would also do the trick. Black source, fantastic. Go get our pest summoning. Now we can witch into pest and do all that fun stuff. Mono green landfall. I'm confused. And we can get this out too. If they offer the trade with this werewolf, I might take it. Probably not, though, because we can just block their things forever. That's the plan anyway. Try and find some of our drain eventually. And we can make a sentinel as well. These all make our eventual plumb that much better. No attacks here. Definitely trade 3 pests for this werewolf. Or 2 pests and a sentinel. Or rather, that would be a better trade for us because they'd only get 2 out of 3 there. Unless they make it a 4/4 with Ranger's class, which looks to be the play. But we've still got a lot of bodies. Now we've got plumb. Let's just jump one of these away. Don't want our life total getting too low. That makes this plumb quite devastating. We can just pass. Description of Abundance for counters. I guess now it triggers its own pack tactics, but the damage isn't going to go through, so we're not super concerned. Block. I think I'll keep 1 sentinel around, so that leaves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Otherwise, we can turn them all to pests. They have instant speed removal for our witch. That's pretty rough. They kind of just threw away 1 Inscription of Abundance, so it's very possible they have another. Yep. And they kick this one. Interesting. Well, they still get drained for all of them at least. There's another witch. spells. I think we take environmental sciences here. There's a plumb that can save us. We're not going to use this witch to block, so we can tap it. We will block with the pest, probably. And go fetch another black source, doesn't super matter. And we can attack for 2 here. Block. Now we have double witch into plumb, which should be good. The only thing I'm really concerned about is if they have something that gives trample. We can hunt for specimens first. Save the plumb for when we have more creatures. And do I need to exile anything? Not really. We just want more bodies to keep the train going. And this has menace, so that can attack. I haven't seen any big trample givers in mono green lately. So we'll see if they have anything that can go through all our pests. Well, Scoot Ashaya can go just as wide. But there's Don't Drain. Yeah, so we've got 1 turn to find lethal, but with pest summoning into plumb, we should be able to. Or at least make enough blockers to survive a turn. This time I think we take the 11. We might need all the bodies we can get. Actually, I think finding another plumb is the way we find lethal here. Right, we don't have the mana to pest summoning and then plumb twice. So we will just eye twitch and then plumb for 6. And that'll give us 12 bodies. And then if we find another plumb, it's lethal. If we don't, we have enough blockers. That's a lot of triggers. Beautiful. There's another plumb. First draw off the top. And no danger of decking ourselves. We're good. Just need to not run out of time. We can once again just do 5. Just for the Witherbloom. And that'll be lethal. Alright, yeah. That's classic Witherbloom Pests nonsense. We got him, folks.